Hello everybody. Today we are going to study another topic, that is nursery management. Now this nursery is the most important factor in agriculture because whatever seedlings we produce, that is to be produced only in nursery, particularly for some vegetables, some flowers and some fruit plants. So what is this nursery? Now this let us go to the definition. This nursery is a plant. Now this nursery is a place where plants are grown to a desired age for transplanting the main field for sale. That is called nursery. So here in this case of nursery, what is important that here in this place young plants are raised and they are taken care of. So about this young plant, this nursery is a very important place. Now there are different kinds of nurseries. General nurseries are there, only rosaries are there, or there are different commercial garden nurseries are there, private nurseries are also there. So many kinds of nurseries we can find, but particularly for the vegetable growers and floriculturists, this nursery is a very important factor. So here in this case what we can see, that what is the main aim, of this nursery, what is the main aim of nursery is to earn profit, and this earning profit with producing good quality products, that is important. So here in this case of nursery, the production of good quality plants is important. Now there are different kinds of skills and arts we have to use for growing plants in the nursery and raising gardens. So let us go to the objectives of nursery. Now in this case of objectives, there are objectives. We have to first of all raise the healthy and disease free parent material. Which are the parent materials? Parent materials means root stock, and these root stocks are to be developed in the nursery, and those should be of very good quality. Now here in this case of objectives of nursery, we have to also distribute the plant material in masses, and that requires a technique for raising of the plant. So we also have to introduce exotic species, the special kind of species, or the species which have been brought from other countries and which are suitable for our country. Those are also to be raised, and we can develop the plants, and we can provide the plants to other countries also. And sometimes the plants get damaged, the branches get damaged because of heavy wind and all that. So we have to replace the casualties occurred in the damaged plants. Now what is the importance of raising nursery? The most important thing in raising nursery, that is the purity. Purity of what? purity of the plant. The plant should be genetically pure, pure in the sense genetically pure, and plants can be crossbred, and such imported plant materials are to be multiplied, they are to be grown in the nursery. So, to maintain the genetic purity, that is the most important factor. Let us go to the second importance of nursery, that is a surety. Surety means assurance. Assurance about what? Assurance about genuineness means purity of the plant. Means there should be no admixture, and whatever we sell the plant, that should be of good quality and assured quality. Otherwise, we may lose the reliability. The customers may not turn to you if we don't follow the words. Third importance, that quality. Then nursery grower has full control of the quality plant material that is required for various categories and classes. So the nursery grower should have full control, and for that purpose he need to have a knowledge. Then the fourth importance, that is the economy. Now in this case of economy, that the plants are to be produced, and these plants of genuine quality, and not only the quality, but those are to be produced at the cheaper rate. Means the customer should be in position to afford the price. Many times it happens that the common customer doesn't know the quality and the genuinity, but we have to give them and at the lesser price. Now this price or this economy depends upon the competition in our area. Now here, for that purpose, now in case of nursery there are two things, one is input and another is output. In case of input, we have to purchase some raw material, purchase some mother plants. So that should be the economical purchase, means we have to purchase at the economical rate for the big nurseries, because we have to purchase that at the bulk, so that we have to purchase in the larger quantity. So we also have to produce in the larger quantity. Then the whatever we produce, that should be very easily available to the customers. Means the nursery should be on the main road or just at such places where there is a facility of transport, packing, carriage, and all these things are to be available, so as it makes the customers very easy to get the nursery plants and take to their home or wherever they want to reproduce. Again, that timely availability, not only availability but timely availability, because usually we have to, or the customers have to plant these plants during monsoon, just start of the monsoon. So at that particular time the plant should be made available. Otherwise, if it is at the off season, then it will be of no use. Then whatever we produce, the seedlings, that should be produced under strict supervision. So the seedlings should be free from diseases and insects. So the seedlings or the plants we have grown should be grown under strict supervision, and it should be free from pest, free from diseases as possible. Means we have to control the diseases and pests. Then which are the other benefits? Other benefits, that whatever land we have got, that is the proper utilization of the land, farm resources are also available. Then nursery activities also can be done. So whatever the land which is may not be of use of another purpose can be used for production of this seedlings, and that will give a benefit. So this is about the importance of nursery. Then in this case of nursery, that we have to use different mediums. We require sufficient quantity of water, sufficient quantity of sand, soil, peat mosses, coconut husk, and all these things are there, but that we will see later on. Now come to the types of nurseries. Now in these types of nurseries, these these are the types of nurseries, and these types of nurseries are the according to time, size, and production. So nurseries are to be also studied. Then what are the types of nurseries? Let us see on the basis of period. Means there are majorly two kinds of nurseries. One, that is a temporary nursery, and another is permanent nursery. So temporary nursery and permanent nursery. Now in this temporary nursery, so these nurseries are for shorter period of time, and these nurseries are for vegetable seedlings, for raising of flower seedlings, or some flower plant, forest plants. So in this case of short nursery, then it is for the lesser time, and it is for the particular season. It is for particular season and targeted project. Suppose we have given an order to produce 1000 plants, then for that target only this temporary nursery can be utilized, and here this nursery can be used for seedlings of transplanted vegetables, flower crops, and many things like that. Then come to the another features of temporary nursery. Now this, just as we have studied, temporary nursery, it is for short period, and very important that it is in small size, and it is possible that this temporary nursery may not give you sufficient output, sufficient benefit. But what is another feature? That it does not require, it is not necessary to have much fertilization or heavy manuring. It is not necessary. So in the areas, localities, whatever available in the in the particular located near area planting sites, so these small nurseries can be prepared. So there is no major transportation is required. And another feature, that no particular special supervision is also not required in this case of temporary nursery. So that's why it has got different advantages. Which are the advantages? That this damage or this mortality or damage is very less. Now this damage may be caused to the seedling during transportation, and that will lose that particular plant, but that possibility is very less. Then here in this case, the initial investment is also very less as compared to the permanent nursery. Then even though these things are there, but there are some limitations in the nursery, temporary nursery, that the basic faculties like irrigation may not be adequate. Suppose this nursery is made in the urban area, in city areas, we may not get sufficient irrigation. That is the limitation. So special arrangement which are needed to be done, that may not be also in healthy condition, means in the temporary nursery healthy condition may not be available. So there are some limitations. Now let us come to the second kind of nursery, that is a permanent nursery. Now this nursery is for longer time. Temporary nursery is for shorter time, permanent nursery is for a longer time. And what is the main purpose of permanent nursery? That in this case of nursery, established permanent field is required for longer time. So we can produce the plants year after year, means for longer time, for many years we can produce the plants. And for particularly we can produce the fruit plants, fruit nursery. So this is to be run, permanent nursery is to be run on the commercial basis. So here in this case, this is for longer time, so we require more area, larger area, and more inputs are required, more laborers. These things are required. Now let us see, have a look at the picture. This is the nursery of custard apple. But it is a permanent nursery, so larger quantity of seedlings we can produce and sell to the customers. Now what are the features of this permanent nursery? It requires a larger area, well connected by road. If there is no transport facility, then this nursery will be of no use. Then this also requires intensive management and supervision. What do we mean by intensive management? It means that all intensive care regarding manures, fertilizers, spraying of insecticides, spraying of fungicides, then protection of nursery plants from heavy wind, protection from hot sun, protection from cold winds. These are all intensive care are required. Then here the initial cost involved uh, is very higher. More money, more capital is required for permanent nursery. Then it also requires more larger area, because it has office, store, nursery beds, and different irrigation sources, different other features are also available. So in this permanent nursery, then there should be a facility of electricity, transport facility, packing yard, manures, cattle, and all these things are required. But there are larger advantages of permanent nursery compared with the temporary nursery. Which are the advantages of permanent nursery? That we can prepare seedlings, grafted plants, budded plants, layer plants, rotated cuttings. All these things can be made available to the customers. So here this is another important, that this becomes a permanent source of income, permanent source of plant materials for many years. So availability of permanent staff is also important, that we can employ the staff on permanent basis, and it gives profit on long run. Means profit can be given on the long run. So these are the benefits, but still there are some limitations of permanent nursery. Which are the limitations? That the cost, investment cost, initial cost is very high. It requires transportation cost, that is also very high. It needs intensive labor management, means more laborers we require, so more money is also required. Then we also require large market, we require skilled human resources. Simple laborers are required, but in less number. We require skilled human laborers, that is important. So these were the two kinds of nurseries. Now another kinds of nurseries on the basis of kind of plants material raised. Means what kind of material we raise in the nursery. For example, fruit plant nursery. Means this fruit plant nursery means it is exclusively for producing seedlings or grafts of fruit plants. So it is propagated vegetatively. The fruit plants which are propagated vegetatively can be maintained. For example, mango, guava, pomegranate, sapota, orange, etc. So these things are required, and for that purpose, the most important, we have to develop scion and rootstock. Rootstock that is of poor quality, and on that we have to insert scion. So that may be budding, that may be grafting, that may be layering, or any another mode of propagation. So rootstock and scion are required. So this is a fruit nursery where these mango seedlings are produced. So second kind of nursery, that is a vegetable nursery. Now in this case of vegetable nursery, uh, vegetable nursery is more required, particularly in the areas close to the city areas. So here in vegetable nurseries, we can produce different plants like cauliflower, cabbage, brinjal, onion, tomato, chili, etc. So seedlings of these vegetables can be produced, or we can also produce potato, sweet potato, and other vegetables. This they can be raised, and different little gourd or drumstick. Such kind of seedlings also can be made in the vegetable nurseries. Have a look. So this is a vegetable nursery. It can be grown in the polyhouse, and it to be given a particular shelter and particular coverage. So this is the second kind of nursery. Let us go to the third kind of nursery. Now this third kind of nursery, it is a flowering plant nursery. Means we have studied fruit nurseries, we have studied vegetable nurseries. Now this is a flower nursery. Now in this flower nursery, we can grow different seedlings of different plants, flower plants like marigold, salvia, rose, and different vegetable, fruit seedlings, ornamental seedlings, floriculture. These are all floriculture crops. So in the city areas, there is more demand to the floricultural crops. That's why they are to be grown in the nursery, vegetable nursery. Have a look. This is a flower plant nursery. It is ornamental plant nurseries. So in the plastic bags or in small parel, these seedlings are prepared, seedlings of flowers, and they are sold. Then another kind of nursery, that is a forest nursery. Now here in this forest nursery, forest plants are to be produced. Plants means seedlings are to be produced like oak, teak, eucalyptus, and many. And such seedlings of forest trees can be sold. Now this also requires much more infrastructure. Let us have a look. This is a forest nursery. Then another kind of nursery, that is a miscellaneous nursery. Miscellaneous nursery means nursery of raising some other plants, seedlings, particularly medicinal or herbal plants are propagated, like sandalwood, bamboo, or another plants are there. Some another kind of nursery, that is medicinal plants, aromatic plants are also can be grown for this Ayurvedic purposes, or they can be sold at the larger scale. So these are the different kinds of nurseries. So we have studied that fruit nursery, flower nursery, vegetable nursery, ornamental plant nursery, medicinal plant nursery. So likewise there are different kinds of nurseries. Now these nurseries, now we have to go for the we have to go for this requirements for nursery, that is called planning and layout. Now here planning and layout of nursery. Now here in this planning and layout of nursery, let us go to the first of all selection of site. In the topic of farm management, we have studied this matter also. It is near about same selection of site. So means we are going to start a business of nursery management. Then we have to purchase the land, and for that purchase of land we have to consider some points. First of all, that is the location. Now location should be such that which is where the it is pollution free environment should be there. There should be no brick factories or brick kilns. Smoking industries areas should be not in the closed premises. So because all these factors, the polluted areas will cause damage to the growing plants. So location should be very good. Another factor, that is the soil. This is the most important factor, soil. As possible, this soil, it should be preferably loamy soil. We have studied different kinds of soils. So loamy soil is a good soil, and that soil is particularly available on the banks of rivers, and that is rich of organic matter. And the pH of soil should be 6.5 to 7.5. You might have studied in 11th standard that this is the good pH, 6.5 to 7.5. In this range of pH, almost all kinds of plants can be grown. This is neither highly alkaline or highly acidic. Another requirement, that is water. The quality of water, not only ample quantity, but along with quantity, quality of water is also important. The nursery is to be provided water. There should not be very saline water, there should not be polluted water, there should be adequate supply of water, sufficient water should be produced. Then only it is the plants can be grown. Then another requirement, that is a drainage. Excessive water should be flown away out of the nursery, otherwise it may cause waterlogging condition, and in that case there will be no proper growth of the seedlings. Now this transportation, in this case of transportation, the site should have facilities of a road, and there should be some potential market available in the vicinity. Then only the transportation charges can be reduced. Last one, that is the laborers. Laborers are to be required, and the laborers in nursery should be skilled laborers. Means they should be in position to perform different activities like budding, grafting, layering, and all these things. The second, that is topography of the land. In the selection of land, this topography means the arrangement of the natural arrangement of the land. So this land should be leveled, most important point, it should be level. If it is undulating ups and downs, then that will cause problems in different cultivations. So topography, in this topography the land should be leveled. Then protection, the area, the nursery area, in this protection, nursery area should be protected by using fence, and because we have to protect them from the stray animals. Then the market size. Market is very important in nursery business, because if there is no market, there will be no use of making these seedlings. So in this case of market size, various types of inputs we require to purchase. So market and we also require market to sell. So here for input we require to purchase inputs like seeds, fertilizers, pesticides, fungicides, plant growth regulators, polybags, agricultural implements, different kinds of spare parts, and different other requirements we have to purchase. So that's why this nursery must be located close to the city, means it should be located near to the city or area where the people can purchase the plants. So otherwise the business of nursery will be in a loss. Now have a look at this layout of the nursery. So let us go to this remaining part later on.